So, Claudia, you're well known for Jade Fever, obviously. You guys are headed into season 6. Did
We are.
you ever even imagine that this would be a thing in your life?
No, how can you imagine this? Yeah, how do you imagine something like this? I mean, it's been great, don't get me wrong, but never in my wildest dreams.
When you were growing up, Jade was a part of your life. It started with your father, is that right?
Yep, Dad started it over 40 years ago, and it's obviously in our blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when he started it and obviously, was educating you throughout your years, did you know right away that it was going to be something that you were going to take on?
No, I think that took time, and it took a lot of um, determination to get to where we're at. It was a fight. Everything seemed like a fight, which I don't regret now, but it was tough. It was tough to learn it. It was tough to make the contacts. Yeah, it was tough.
Even in the episodes that we've watched, it's tough every day. It's not an easygoing thing. What gives you the drive to want to get out there and find that?
I don't know. I don't know. I think that obviously you have to have a drive for it because otherwise, why would you do it? Because it's not, it's not a get rich quick thing. So I think that you just have to have a real love for it. It's a treasure hunt every day. It's such an adrenaline rush, and you just never know what's around the corner. So I think I need that obviously in my life because I have a lot of it.
For those who haven't seen a single episode, who might not know what Jade Fever is all about, can you explain jade mining for us and just sort of what a day-to-day process is like for you?
Well, it's definitely different a little bit with the film crew because now definitely we have to think of safety for everybody. And it used to be just to be that I try to be safe for my own crew because everything we do is dangerous. Every piece of equipment we drive, we're dealing with, 20, 30, 40-ton boulders. Everything is dangerous in the jade industry. So we start off definitely talking about the dangers of the day, what we need to do, how we safely need to accomplish things. A lot of driving back and forth to haul the jade out. It's a horrible road that we deal with. I think it's about determination, family, friends. Um, yeah, we all have the same dream of opening up that multi-million-dollar boulder, finding something that nobody's ever seen in this world before. Everything is natural, so it's a treasure hunt, and it's not easy.
And it's a town of 35 people basically on this treasure hunt, is that right?
Well, there's 35 people that live in Jade City,
Okay.
and there's 15 of us that work together in my company with the mining and with the tourism, and we all work together through all of it. It's sort of a mix of everything. It's not like we're just going out and we're digging for jade. We're meeting customers, and we're making contacts, and we're doing our jade store, and we have Jade City as a community that we deal with. So it's really a full life.
Your season, obviously, it's not all year round due to frozen ground and things like that. How far does it run?
It really runs about 100 days if we're lucky to mine, usually in the middle of June, where we're at now, because we're very high up in the Alpine, and middle of September. Yeah, if we're lucky, 100 days.
Okay. And this season coming up, you guys were affected by the early snow we got this year, is that right?
Yeah, we had massive snow on August 15th, a day I will never forget.
No doubt. What type of fear does that put into you? Surely that cuts down. I mean, if you have customers asking for specific, amounts of jade, you're kind of up the creek.
Yeah, we're up on the top of the mountain, covered in snow, is what we were. Thank God it didn't last for very long. Um, you know what? There's always some kind of natural disaster happening around us. So I wonder if we are in the right business, because the year before it was massive forest fires. And
Oh my goodness.
oh,
So right now your season hasn't started yet, is that
no,
okay?
our season would normally start in June normally. I don't know what this year is going to look like. The funniest thing is, like, at 6 o'clock this morning, I had a phone call from Vietnam looking for Jade and saying that they wanted to be here in April to buy. And
Oh,
I was like, yeah, I don't think
are you watching the news?
sure. Yeah, I don't know where you're hiding, but wherever it is, that's where I want to be. Because if you don't know what's happening and you think you can travel to Canada in April, probably not going to
Yeah,
happen.
that's it's a nice world to be in.
I
um,
would love
so
to be in right now.
yeah, right. Being that you're in a town of 35 people, does that change the effects of what's going on in the world with coronavirus, or are you still self-isolating? Are you still taking every precaution?
We are, because we've had in the north here, we've had a little incident that's happened very close to home,
Okay.
that impacted all of us. So we are all self-isolating in our own homes, which, when I thought when the world would end, we would all be together, we'd all take care of each other. So that was
Yeah.
my plan.
Mhm.
So us all being separated, it's really hard because we're already so secluded here. So I think that we're going through the exact same thing as the rest of the world. It's tough. We're trying to entertain each other and do things socially way far apart from each other, but it's going to affect the whole world. It's going to affect us.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, a lot of families do see each other day to day, but not only are you families at home, I know Josh doesn't live with you, but you guys are going out and you're on the work sites together. So not seeing them on the work site either is going to be quite the change, I can only imagine.
Well, I think that hundreds of millions of us are going to be dealing with this right now, and it is hard. As much as yeah, Joshua doesn't live with me, but my house has never been so quiet in over 20 years. I always have people coming in and out of my home. I'm
Mhm.
always cooking breakfast, lunch, or supper for somebody. Thank God me and Robin love each other and are used to living together. I can't imagine how hard it is for people that are not used to being together 24 hours.
Yeah.
Um, Difficult, and honestly, how difficult that must be, because I already have anxiety. Robin has anxiety, and we've been married 37 years. I can't imagine. I can't imagine what other people are going through.
And they call you town mayor unofficially. So I mean, obviously people there rely on you. So are you FaceTiming with people? Are you keeping them up to date with what's going on? How are you dealing with it?
Yeah, I mean, as best as we can. I mean, we have we have phones and we have radios. We don't have cell service or anything, but we have radio phones. So we're always beeping on it with each other and telling each other what's going on. Oh, did you hear about what's going on now? Did you hear this? People are leaving goodie bags on the side of the patio for us, and we're out there with our squirt bottles, squirting everything and cleaning it all like everybody else, and wondering, it's horrible. I think we have to make humor as much as we can.
Yeah.
Thank God for Facebook, because that's the only time I've ever really used it, and I use it for my laugh of the day. Yeah, so it's a different world for a lot of people.
So I obviously want to talk about season 6. But were you already confirmed after season 6 that you would be doing a season 7? Or are you allowed to say? Okay. We'll leave it at that.
I think everything. Everybody. There's a lot of interest in the show, all around the world. I have no idea why. It really is just a documentary of my family and
It's
the
awesome.
misfits of all of us. Yeah, all of us misfits. So I don't know what it is, but I guess we're relatable. Because it's a normal family. It's a non-scripted show. We're extremely proud of the production company and Discovery and what we've been able to show the world. Um, So it'd be nice if one day we could, do this, but I don't think anybody's really looking past day by day just to get through this.
Yeah, good. That's good to hear. I mean, you don't want to get your hopes up and then have to postpone things, right? So season 6, you're all back. You're all out there and you're doing your hard work. What can we expect from this season that's different to any other?
I think this year is a totally different year because we go in to season 6 in a way that we've never gone in before. And the whole season ends up evolving around this situation. So season 6 is very different for the people that have watched us for the last 5 years. The 6th season is a very different season to watch. So it was interesting to go through.
Now, can you explain to me, obviously, I'm not an expert on jade or jade mining. When you find jade, you do a whole bunch of tests you pull it out of the ground, you check the clarity of it. Why can a crack in a rock affect you so badly?
Well, a crack affects everything, especially if it's a specific custom order. Oh man, one crack. Yeah. If it's yeah, it affects everything. One crack. Yeah, it's silly to say, it's silly to think about, but it really is. It could be $250,000. It could be an $800,000 deal. It could be a $1 million deal, because especially if somebody's looking for something specific. And right now, for some reason, it's all big. Go big or go home. Big Buddhas, big statues, big. We have a couple of people that are looking for huge, even Catholic pieces are coming up now. Saint Michael and which is very unusual. It's usually the Buddhas and the Asian products, but all of a sudden everybody wants it in jade. I think it's the longevity of it. Okay. A lot of statues are crumbling. They weren't made out of jade, and jade is the toughest stone in the whole world. Why would you not want to have a Buddha out of jade?
Yeah, no doubt. So originally when I saw that, I just assumed, which you shouldn't do, that it's because people were looking for slabs for countertops and things like that. But it's for everything, basically.
Yeah, it's for carvings, counters, it's for everything. And so a lot of people now are buying custom designed boulders that they already know what they want to use them for. And that even becomes even more difficult now to mine, because now we're looking for now we're not just looking for really high grade, now we're looking for specific sizes. So it puts a lot of pressure on my crew, on me, and as soon as I'm full of anxiety and pressure, my whole crew feeds off of me. So
when there is a crack, is that chunk basically useless, or can you still use parts of it for other things?
Well, I think you have to be creative and say, can we make a smaller Buddha out of that? But the ones that are specific, we could try to sell it to somebody else, but really, it's tough. It's tough.
Okay. So when you go out there, you have a customer in mind, you have an order to fulfill. When something does happen, be it snow, be it your machinery breaks down, obviously the urgency to get that problem resolved is there.
It's not fake. Yeah, it's not fake.
Do buyers understand that? Do they know how much you're going through to try and get this to them? And are they lenient at all?
They're not lenient. But what I try to do is I try to bring them to camp. And I really think that that's the best way for me to do it, is that they come out and they see how much we struggle and how much passion we have and how much we're willing to work with them. And I think that that's worked for me. Yeah, I think no, they're not lenient.
No. That's just not right. Maybe after this whole experience, people will be a little more laid back and understand. Yeah. We can hope, right?
Great.
Now, working with your family, it's not always easy. what do you think some of the trials and tribulations are working with family as opposed to your other employees?
I really don't think it's much of a difference. I think that everybody has a different personality, and we try to work with all the different personalities, because what we're not trying to have a community of workers where I'm the boss and they're all the workers. We're trying to create a community outside of our business, and that means that we all take care of each other. All through this coronavirus, everyone's coming together. Everybody's here. I've been sick before. Everybody's come together. Everybody's sat by me. So I think it's very different. I think that I'm not just trying to, make it a great job for my son or make it a great job for me and my husband and us get wealthy and have all the patience for each other and not have patience for anybody else. Because everybody is a different dynamic that we're dealing with. Everybody.
Yeah, and you can see when you watch the episodes, for instance, Gary and Josh, they really get along. They sort of know how to read each other. Not saying they don't get along with you guys as well, but there's definitely, you can see that maybe Robin and Josh have the same type of character, and perhaps that's why they sometimes butt heads. But there's definitely that dynamic where you can see some might work better than others.
Yeah, I think that the whole idea is that we all be patient with each other and work together, because we all have great days and we all have really horrible days. And it frankly isn't days. It doesn't go on for days. We all have our moments when we're angry, where we're tired, where we're dealing with something else, frustration. Joshua's the youngest, so Joshua definitely gets picked on the most because he's the youngest.
Yeah.
So we're not always listening to his ideas, and a lot of times he has great ideas, and we want to train him, but lots of times we're so frustrated that we're not even, giving it a chance. So I do feel that we have a lot of responsibility in how he communicates. He's obviously learning to communicate that way from somebody.
But that's the thing too, with all the elements and everything that you're working with, the frustration is going to be, I think, on a higher level. So it's got to be just the way you manage each other, and you seem to be doing just fine.
Not every day we're doing fine, but we love each other. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that we're all friends. We're close friends. We all love each other. We all have each other's backs. And yes, it's not perfect every day, but we all take care of each other. We just have to take care of each other. That's the way I run my business. That's not for everybody, but that's the way I run mine.
I love it. It's good. So somebody watches Jade Fever and they decide, hey, I'm interested not only in Jade, but in experiencing this whole thing. Have you ever had anyone come out and be like, I want to work for you?
Yeah, all the time.
Really?
They have no idea what they're in for. Yeah, I don't recommend it.
But in saying that, you have a love for it.
I have a love for it, but I also have gone through it for 40 years. So I've gone through it through all the different times of Jade. Right now is a very difficult time to get into a mining industry. So it's not just that you want to go and find the Jade. The restrictions are different now. The different groups you have to deal with are different now. The idea of mining is different now. Somebody mentioned yesterday that we're sort of the beginner that we're artists ourselves, because we're finding these beautiful rocks so the artists can make the most beautiful things out of them. And I really thought about that. I thought, you know what? It's a special kind of a group of people to do this job, and it's not for everybody.
Absolutely. And it's hard. It's hard. I have so many questions, but I'm not sure how much you'd want to tell. When it comes to finding that perfect rock, obviously that's not a secret you want to give away. But is it okay?
It's a secret. We're looking for grade A Jade. We're looking for grade A Jade.
How do you know what rocks to turn over? What rocks to?
We don't know. We don't know. No, we don't know. No, we're cutting and we're drilling and we're looking, and we have a really good idea, but my idea and God's idea are totally different.
Okay. So once you find that secret, it'll remain a secret, I assume.
I don't think there's a secret. I think it's okay. The secret might be determination.
There you go. So what's the next big plan for not necessarily your next season on TV, but your next Jade season?
I really don't think it changes. I think we're looking for that lens that's going to be, 100 feet long, that's pure green, that is going to take care of me and the next 3 generations in my family and change the world. And I think we're still doing that. We're jade hunters, we're treasure hunters. We're looking for that, that world-changing jade boulder.
Well, I hope you guys find it. It's really something to sit back and watch you guys do what you do, and I can see why it's a fan favorite, why it's coming back for a 6th season. It's something I'd never thought of. You see all these beautiful things and you have no idea where they come from, and you guys are shedding light on that, which is awesome. So thank you for that.
We're grateful to Omni, and we're grateful to Discovery for allowing the world to see this. This is real. This is real life.
So season 6 comes out March 23rd, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit perfect for you because right now there's not much else people can do. Watch TV, right? So
yes.
So looking at the positive side of COVID-19, people are getting closer, even though they're social distancing. They're bringing your family into their homes, perhaps. It's a hard situation for sure.
If we can bring somebody some laughter and to show perseverance and hope and family and love and getting through one day at a time, I think that our show will give that this year.
And I think that's exactly what you guys do. You definitely bring that into the home. Is there anywhere that people can watch previous episodes before March 23rd? They've got time to binge.
I think that they are doing something on Discovery, some kind of a binge thing. I don't know. I know we're on Crave.
Perfect.
So I know we're on a few places that they could binge watch.
Okay, that's great. All right. Well, Claudia, is there anything else that you'd like to talk about that we didn't touch on?
I think just be patient right now. Take a deep breath, be patient. I think we're all going to need that. I know that I work on that every day. Keep busy, love your family, be patient.
Now, you are at home with Robin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys stay safe. Keep self-isolating.
Yeah.
And we can only hope that this will all be done soon. And I really think, my fiance and I have talked about it, and I think that the best thing we can do is stay home. It might be an inconvenience for the next couple months, but in the end, it's what's best, I think.
I have people all over the world that I talk to, and if we don't get this under wraps, it's just going to escalate, and it's going to take longer. We really need to self-isolate. Money can't be our thing of why we're going out right now, and I think we have to care about every human being, all of our elders. So if you're young and you just want to be with your friends, it'll be a different world without your parents and grandparents, trust me.
Absolutely. And that's the other thing, is that people are thinking that, it doesn't affect me. But in the long run, it actually does. If you're out there and you're visiting, you have no idea who the person you're visiting with is going home to see. It's a scary thing.
Unbelievably scary situation. Everybody has to be safe. Everybody has to stay clean, stay away from each other, try not to get sick, and other ways, eat healthy as you can.
Yeah. I agree. And with things like Skype and FaceTime and Facebook, you can still keep in touch just like we're doing now. You can still have great conversations.
Yeah, learn something new every day.
That's right. Thank you so much, Claudia. I really appreciate your time.
No problem.
Okay, we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.